I want to talk a little bit about what starts to happen when you actually start to come from a place of self-love and you don't start to fit into the box that people made for you in their heads. It's going to come a time when you're going to be met with resistance because of the person that you're becoming, and it's your job to just rise above the other person's lower intentions, because what's going on is that you're not fitting into the image that they created in their head, and that's not for you to worry about. That's their issue, but the best thing that you can do is to detach from these types of people and surround yourself with more positive, loving people who are actually vibrating at the same frequency as you, because that toxic energy, it attaches itself to you. And when you're around that too much, it could become a part of you. You could fall back and you could fall back into that trap, into that mind trap, because it's like people aren't going to understand your growth. They're not going to understand it right away. When you're coming from a place of understanding, respect, for people who are still in that mindset, of being a narcissist and being, in their own will, they're not going to understand when you turn your life over, to your higher power's will. May it be, whatever you believe in, they're not going to understand. They're not going to understand you. And but it's not your job. It's not your job to prove to anybody, that you're this changed person, or that you're no longer, the person that they created in their head. They'll catch up. They'll catch up to who you're becoming, and who you are. But don't get too caught up. A lot of people are dismissive, because you're reflecting everything, that they should be doing, and that can be irritating, when your light, directly, they're mirroring, their insecurities, because you're reflecting what they should be doing. And so they'll try to find any way to attack you, or they'll find any way to dismiss you. They'll either say that you're crazy, or they'll say they'll gaslight you. They'll try to talk over you. They'll try to block your shine, basically, by any means necessary. But it's not your job to call them out. It's not, because ultimately they're the ones who have to be with themselves. They're the ones who have to be in their head with those thoughts. And you're gonna be shining so bright, that it's gonna become undeniable. It's gonna become undeniable. And if you don't get your due credit, from people that you thought you would get your due credit from, your props and your credit for your growth, because we all in a way, when we come to this new being, and we want people to come with us, and we want people to be where we're at. But they don't take it that way. They don't take it, they can't take it from you, basically. They don't want you to be the one that's teaching them. It's like anybody but you, because it's like you're not fitting into you're not playing your role as far as what their role was for you in their own head. So when you're not fitting in that role, it's like they feel like you're starting to outgrow them, and they can't have that. So they'll try to belittle you and make you feel like less than. But, as long as you set your boundaries, and and they're not, because a lot of people, they'll never admit it, but have your boundaries set in your head, and if they cross those boundaries, then it's okay to detach, and it's okay to outgrow people, because at the end of the day, your mental health and your mental well-being and your serenity and your peace of mind is more important than anything, because maintaining your love consciousness is how you vibrate higher, and by vibrating higher, you attract more positive love and more basically of the same. So it's like, if they can't understand, the level that you're operating from, where you're trying to manifest, and you're trying to, operate from love consciousness to attract more of the same, and they just don't get it, it's okay to outgrow them. It's okay to outgrow them, and forgive them, though. Forgive them silently, but detach. You don't have to hold on to that. You don't have to hold on to people who aren't aware of themselves. It's like a game, It's like, and by playing with that energy, and you basically let them know, like, hey, I'm gonna detach, and I'm gonna retract my energy from you, because you're not deserving of my energy, and you're gonna feel the absence of my energy. So it's kind of like showing them without saying anything. It's like, my presence is felt when I'm here, and that's a gift, but it's not coming from an arrogant place. It's just simply because of my love. I value my love, and I value my love for myself more than I value my love, for other people, because it's like, it's only through taking care of my love for me that I'm able to give back that same love. So if somebody's disrupting that process, it's very, very crucial that you detach from that. And that doesn't necessarily mean that they're never going to grow and they're never going to get it, It's just, they don't get it in that moment. And you could teach them by detaching your energy and, basically waiting for them to grow. If that's what you want to do, you don't have to wait for the person or anything like that, But if they're unaware of themselves, it's your duty to detach, and that's okay. A lot of people are with, other people, or people have had relationships and stuff, like I've had relationships where, I've outgrown the person I was with, simply because I was tired of being toxic. I was tired of being, I was tired of having my emotions, manipulated, and I was tired of the attitude problems, because, somebody who's doing the work, that's a huge turnoff, that they're not appreciated, and you got to recognize your own power and know, your value. Know your value, because at the end of the day, your peace of mind is crucial. You have to hold that above all else. And if that means, separating from relationships, and your partner or whoever it may be, it's okay. It's okay, because, at the end of the day, if they're not doing the work, then you gotta just learn, to let go. And love is a tough one, but that's having self-love, protecting yourself. So it's okay to be you. It's okay to love you first, because it is a form of selfishness, but it's healthy selfishness, because by curating your love and nurturing your love for yourself, that's how you give it away better, and that's how you give it away, and if people don't understand that, it's okay to detach.